Welcome back, you guys, to another segment, another episode of S.I.P Vision. I am your girl, T. Cherie, and I am super excited because we have a nice put together segment for you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about marriage and its makeup. Okay? And I have my friends, they're actually also family to me, but I wanted to interview them with regards to marriage because I definitely honor their marriage. I've been there from the beginning. Like the very beginning. And
Pennsylvania ski trip beginning.
Exactly, like whoop, whoop, in the same room beginning. We could go into that but from the very beginning. But I have been with them in and out of their relationship. But I mean, let me say that a little differently for you guys who minds are, somewhere else. But I have been with them in friendship for a very long time, and from the beginning of their relationship, and I've seen their ups, their downs, their happies, their sad, their excitement, their joy. I see them push each other, and I am very honored that they are here today to not only just tell their story, but to actually encourage young men and women who are married, and also to give insight to single individuals who are looking to be married. So if you can give us, some pointers on that, that would be great. So without further ado, we're going to get into a little icebreaker. Okay. So I'm going to ask a question, and Ezra is going to answer first because she's the lady. You're not going to say anything. Once she gives her answer, then you answer.
Okay.
Okay? And then vice versa. All right? Because I don't want you guys persuading each other although y'all married. Okay? All right. So, what is more important? Communication or respect?
I think for me, what's more important is respect.
I like it.
I think with respect, you can gain communication. Sometimes it doesn't always work, vice versa.
Right.
Meaning, as far as if you have the communication, you might not respect the person. You can still not show them the utmost respect in times that may be needed.
All right.
You're just a communicator.
Right. I love it. Steve?
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe the most important thing in any relationship is respect, because it was different levels of respect, number one. So respect is not the general answer, because respect has different meanings in a relationship.
Right.
Because you can respect somebody and still be disrespectful.
Yeah.
So I do think it's respect, and with that being said, I believe it's important a little more communication in the beginning of a relationship. Because I gotta respect you in order to want to be with you.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
If it's between those two, respect definitely in the beginning.
Yes. And I was told by my late bishop some years ago that a marriage is not kept by love, but that it is kept by respect for one another. Because you can love me, but you can do many things. But if you respect me, and if I respect you, then there are going to be some things that I'm not going to do, or I'm going to think twice about and be like, no, because I respect the person that I'm with. So I love your answers. Okay. All right. You pick one, and then after she picks, then you pick. Okay, because y'all be like, ready. Y'all be ready.
She can answer every question first.
All right.
Let's just get that ladies first. She can answer every question first.
All right, so for you, words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts. Which one do you think is your husband's love language?
Words of affirmation.
Okay. Steve?
Can you repeat that?
Words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, or receiving gifts. What is Ezra's love language?
And we can only pick one, right?
You could pick, okay, so you could pick the main one, but then you can do a secondary.
See how marriages is?
Only.
One answer is supposed to go to me and then she jump back.
I know,
You're breaking the
but no,
rules
wait,
already.
That's not breaking the rules. That I'm just trying to make sure I capture more of you.
Because you got enough.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to make sure that I get different aspects of you.
But you're still gonna pick your one, and then we'll get back to Ezra.
Yeah, I got my one.
What's your one?
Now you just made me forget again. Affirmation.
Words of affirmation,
Right.
acts of service, quality time, physical touch, or receiving gifts.
Service.
Acts of service?
Acts of service.
Okay. And what is your secondary?
My secondary friend would be acts of service.
And do you have a secondary, Steve?
I want to say quality time.
Okay.
But if I think if I had to like boil it all up, it'd be touch.
Touch, physical touch?
Physical touch.
Okay, so the question is, audience, are they both right? Are y'all right?
Yes.
I think we're right.
You
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I think
that's,
so.
That's like nails on.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all know each other. I like it. Okay, my final question, date night. I need you to pick 1, 2, or 3. Number 1 is home without the kids, order in, Netflix and chill. Number 2 is Dave & Buster's. Number 3 is dinner at STK and dancing afterwards.
So we still answering.
Are we picking for ourselves or
For yourself.
For myself would be 1.
Which one? What was one again?
1 is
Home without the kids, order in, Netflix and chill. What's you? What's
Then at STK dance afterwards.
okay. Are y'all right?
Yeah.
All right, so y'all balance each other out.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
Definitely.
some days, babe, let's go out, put something on, put on that red
Yeah.
dress. Let's go, do a little two-step.
Our answers will clash. That's how much we know it. Because when she want to Netflix and chill or order in, I'm saying, well, listen, let's go.
we
I want to
we
be
ain't
around
got no
you.
kids. Let's go outside, and I'm like,
We don't always gotta be somewhere. Go out. And I'm like, we ain't gotta sit in the house. We ain't got no kids. So you gotta have that kind of opposite.
Who wins?
Well,
who
whoever
wins?
I would say you.
And I think we do a combination
Yeah.
of both.
Okay.
So we might go out to eat, but then we'll come home for a night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get into our questions for this evening, Ezra, please tell me about yourself and how did you meet your husband, Steve, and
She's about to get this answer wrong.
oh gosh,
Yeah, it's gonna go deep.
My name is Ezra Fleming. Listen, I got that wrong one time when I had to do a presentation. I had to think about it. But how we met? Oh, you want to know something about me?
yes,
I am a project coordinator for the City of New York for Department of Buildings. I've been there for some number of years. I don't even want to say how many. I surprise myself when I say the number of years that I've been there, but I've been there for a number of years. That's it, really.
That's it. There's more to you than working for the Department of Buildings.
I don't know.
What's your sign? What do you like?
I'm a Scorpio. I like a little bit of everything. I like to be the background person and get involved in projects and help with different things. I think my current position and job has a lot to do with my personality, so it's fitting for my personality and who I am. I like to coordinate events. I like to coordinate parties. I like to do a lot of family gatherings. I'm the person who always wants you to celebrate your birthday. I'm gonna celebrate your birthday with you like it's my birthday. If you ask me to come out, I'm gonna come out right. And I also like to celebrate my birthday. I think I am commonly misjudged as being evil or mean. Let me not say evil, but for being mean. But I have a low tolerance for BS, and I think I like things that are straight to the point.
Straight shooter.
Yeah, I don't like sugarcoating, because I feel like with sugarcoating, things are misinterpreted, because everybody has their own interpretation of a certain situation. So I just like things straightforward, even if it's going to sting me now instead of later.
Right.
That's a true characteristic of who I am.
Okay.
I met Steven through a friend of a friend. So let's get real. I met Steven through a friend of a friend at a party.
Okay.
I wasn't interested. Then I met him again when I was with a close friend, and he stole my phone number. He was supposed to be giving me his phone number, but he took my number from his phone.
Next till
So,
175 star 56.
So instead of him just putting his number in there, he actually took my number out of the phone and called me
All-Star Weekend.
All-Star Weekend.
Going to LA.
When I was going to LA, we spoke the whole time I was out there. I think I was out there for like 4 to 5 days, and a couple of my friends that I was with was like, can you please
Get off
the phone? We came here to party.
And it's crazy too, because I was working nights.
Yes.
So I was working the party time.
Yes.
From 11 to 7 in the morning.
So it was convenient.
It was convenient, and yeah, we were. I haven't stopped talking to him yet. I'm still talking.
How many years later?
Ooh.
How long has it?
17.
Yes, Lord. I got my knee.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in between that.
We're
But
going to get there.
I don't know if we're gonna get there,
We're gonna
but
get there.
there's a lot of things in between. but-
Steven, tell us about yourself and if how she met you is correct, or do you have your own version?
I got tweak it.
Okay.
you want to talk about?
I'm Steve. My name is Steve Fleming, obviously. I work for National Grid. I've been with them for 17 years. I recently just got promoted to being a supervisor in the field.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's it's a new journey for me. It's coming from union management.
Wait, you said you just got that job?
Yeah,
Like in the pandemic?
during the pandemic.
Look at God, y'all. Look at God. He is blessing in this pandemic.
It just started Monday.
So wait, I don't need to be all up in your business, but was it like a new job with a promotion, or just like a lateral? Or like a...
No.
It came with something.
Yeah.
Come on, Jesus. Go ahead, continue.
That's facts.
Listen, you guys, please be encouraged. God is still blessing, even
That's
in this
right.
season. Go ahead.
So pretty much that's a work situation. Together we have a blended family of 6.
Okay.
So
I was leaving a kiss for you.
y'all will see that journey and how that play out a little later. I personally am the celebrator. I'm a Leo. Love to talk. Love to play hard, party hard, and I also, I don't want to be the attraction, but it's a personality trait. It's not like I walk in and say that let me be the attraction, but I walk in confident that I will be.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I heard that.
it's that, but at the end of the day, I am a sucker. So, period. She may not agree, as y'all see, but I really am. Okay. I really am a true to heart person and friend. Sometimes to too many, too much.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get
So
that. Definitely understand.
so those are that's me and my quality as far as me and her, I think she kind of sort of nailed it. Except for, like I said, I like to party hard. She might not want to tell everybody, but I met her originally on a ski trip. And me being the celebrator, the partier, center attraction, seen her, and I was like, oh man, yeah. Mind you, thousands of people around. I'm like, yeah, oh nah, surely gotta get knocked down. And me being who I was, thought I was gonna be able to walk up there and just be all that, and I was lit. So this story actually is her up until the friend of the friend part. So, yeah, I was lit. So when I got to the friend of the friend part, only thing I knew that I really took, no matter how intoxicated I was at that time, and how much partying I did. One thing I did know is that day I seen her. She shut me down. I didn't know she shut me down. I just knew I didn't get her. And from that day, I said, if I ever see her again, I'm going to get her, and she's going to be my wife. I said that day. And at that time, I wasn't even thinking about marriage, but the beauty and the essence that I seen at that time, I said that leads to the friend of the friend. Every time I seen her was with somebody around people, I always tried, no matter how many shutdowns it was. And I told myself the next time I get her and she shut me down, I'm just gonna ask her for my phone, tell her to take a chance. But instead of giving my number, I stole hers.
So,
Mars 2112, stole it right in the middle of the crowd. Everybody's supposed to be dancing, everybody jumping around us.
Mars 2012 in the city.
Mars 2112.
50th and...
Yup, 51st and Broadway.
So, you knew, and we're gonna get into these questions, but this is something that is just, I guess, my day will come, right? But when it comes, I asked, certain married couples, like, how did you know this person was the one? And they said the moment I seen that person is like, no, that's my wife, or that's my husband. So you knew at that point, when you first seen her in the club, that if I ever meet her again, that's my wife.
Right. I want to say.
I'm gonna hold it.
Yeah, I want to say.
I'm gonna hold it.
Because like,
what did you feel?
See, so sometimes with certain characteristics comes a big ego, right? So my ego was probably
through the
roof, right? You ain't gotta go there.
I'm sorry.
But it was through the roof, right? And everybody complimented my ego, no matter what. So the fact that I was not in my right frame of mind, something in my right frame of mind felt that shutdown. Okay. And my ego was like, she just, like me? Yeah. Okay, I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. And partied the whole weekend, rest of the whole weekend, never came, kept an eye, I guess I kept my eye on her. I don't know if she don't pay people no mind. She do be a weirdo, but yeah, and I had it in the back of my head and the vision of her the whole time. And sometimes I would walk in to a club with my fellas or whoever I'm with at that time, and I can walk through and then I'll see her and I'm like, oh, shorty right there. It didn't matter, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It did not matter who I was with, male or female.
Wow.
I literally, they knew I wanted her.
Yeah.
No matter what, even if it was even if I presented it like in a jokey sense at that time, they knew like, yo, who was that girl like you was looking at or talking to in the corner or whatever. So yeah, I want to say, like, I don't know how it happens. But it does happen.
It does happen.
That's so good. That's good. That's good.
I like it. And that's the first time me hearing you say that.
Really?
Yeah.
He loves telling that story.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm glad you were able to tell it on this platform. Yeah. Because somebody out there is listening and they will be encouraged to know that your day, your Boaz is coming, your day is coming. So we're going to get into these questions. You ready?
Are you ready?
And you all right, so what does a healthy marriage look like to you?
You asking her first, or?
I mean, you guys can answer, you know.
Okay, so for me, a healthy marriage looks unhealthy.
Explain that.
If you have okay, so in order to somewhat be married and not be in fantasy and be on fantasy island, something about your marriage had to happen in your relationship for y'all to feel like y'all broke the barrier to be able to stay together and be married, right? So when you say, oh, we have a healthy marriage, you have a healthy marriage because the relationship that y'all carried was unhealthy. So now you was able to put the unhealthy situations, I don't want to say put them together, but you was able to deal with the unhealthy situations no matter what they were, because every situation is not always heart-wrenching and broken, but you know, it could be just little pet peeves. But in order for you to have the healthy, you have to know how unhealthy you were.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
good.
To me, I think the fact that if you know honestly how unhealthy you was in your original, authentic, pure relationship, when you get married, you're gonna still bring that unhealthiness in, but you're gonna deal with it in a way where it makes y'all healthy. And y'all develop the health together.
That's good. I don't even think you need to answer that, but go ahead. No, because that was especially from a male's perspective. That to me that was like
you're dropping the bucket.
Yes, definitely. But do you have anything?
I think I agree with him. I think you have to have. I think a lot of people's perception of a healthy marriage is a marriage without any turmoil, and that's a lie. It's a lie. It's you're living a lie if you think that, oh, everything's going to be perfect. Like you said, everything's going to be perfect. We're going to love each other. Everything's going to be okay. But you have to have some experiences in your relationship to know, can we be together?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have, everything is not about cheating or something physical. It could be someone loses their job.
Yeah.
They're unemployed for whatever reason. You have to have some type of situations. Sometimes it can be multiple situations.
Right.
But you have to experience something in a relationship to see if the relationship is strong enough to hold on after that experience. So
y'all ready? Cause this is some good stuff. Y'all listen. I need a pen and a pen. I can take some notes. This is some good stuff.
You recording.
Yeah, I'm recording, but my Lord, when I get in my long time, I want to go back to my notes. Okay. What has marriage showed you about yourself?
She can take that one first.
He needs to think about it.
Marriage has shown me so many things about myself that honestly, things that I didn't even think about reflecting about myself personally. So in terms of my patience, and I had to learn that the way he loves me is not going to be the way I expected it.
Come on.
Everybody's love is not projected the same way. Okay?
I don't even think I was ready for this podcast.
A lot of times, going into relationships or being with someone, you have certain expectations, and I think we put our expectations on other people, and you can't do that.
Right.
I was a person who always thought, oh, when I get married, I'm gonna do this, and my husband's gonna be happy because I do this, and I know how to be a wife, and I didn't know how to be a wife. I thought I knew how to be a wife. I learned how to be a wife in my marriage.
Oh, okay. Come on.
So I learned how to, because I always felt like, oh, I'm caring and understanding. My marriage showed me a different way to be caring and understanding.
Good question again.
What has marriage showed you about yourself?
Okay. Honestly, marriage showed me how be better for someone else and be a provider and be there for someone else aside from yourself.
Okay.
Because when you grow up thinking everything at some point is strictly about you and what you feel and how you want it, marriage has let me know that I'm responsible now, not only for myself, but for my wife, my children, my wife's family, my family. It brings a connection because when you get married, everybody comes together.
Right.
You know, like let's say you let the crowd know and you let the audience know that you've been there since day one. Marriage has had me feel I gained the sister. But say I gained the sister in you, right? In the essence. But for me, I gained a niece and a nephew.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So sometimes marriage have you connect and relate more to just who you are, and then learning how to be responsible for your immediate. And sometimes it comes, you know, a hassle, but it helped me know that I'm not just doing this because I want to do it for me. I'm doing this because I am truly excited to have something, which is a family, or more so a woman, a wife that I can call my own.
Right.
And that's dope.
Beautiful. That is dope. Well, this is Black Love sitting here on this couch, y'all. You wanted to?
I was gonna say, along with what he said, it also made me realize. So I'm the type of person who I feel like I got me. I don't need nobody to have me because I got me. I'm always gonna be alright. And it made me let my guard down and realize that one of the things with getting married was I was supposed to be able to trust my husband to have me too.
Right.
And I remember, honestly, to be 100% honest, I remember the day we got married and I was like, I still got me. I'm getting married, but no matter what, I got me. Because I didn't trust anybody to have me the way I had myself.
Right.
And I remember, and I was like, how am I getting married and still only relying on myself and God? Why am I bringing this person into my life if I feel like I can't trust and rely on him to be a provider or anything else that I need?
Right. Because now he's the leader of your home.
Yes.
Right. And he has
we struggled with that, allowing him to be a leader, but there was some other.
We a Scorpio and a Leo.
I was about to say, we got two strong personalities over here.
While she trying to sting me with the stinger, I'm trying to step on her with the paw, like, get out of here. But you gotta be careful because one thing I did learn is the smaller the animal, sometimes the bigger the bite. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like a scorpion, technically, if it really hits a lion in the right spot, it can take down a lion, and it's little insect. You know what I'm saying? Little animal. So, you know, it takes a lot to know how marriage changed you. Because if you don't know how marriage changed you, then you never gonna know where you at in your marriage.
Ooh, child, I don't know if I'm ready. Okay. So my question to you was: did your relationships change with like your single friend, your sistership with single female once you got married? And did your relationship change with your friends when you got married, Steve?
You need time to think about it?
No, I have my answer.
Go ahead. Come.
Yes, it did.
It did.
It did, but I'm not saying that it changed in a negative way.
Okay.
But it did change. A lot of my single friends started counting me out because I was married. So it was like, oh well, you probably can't go because you married. Oh well, you know, you married now. So, and I was like, well, am I dead? Or did I just get a life partner? Like, I'm confused. So my single friends felt like I was kind of out of the loop because I was married. But my married friends and family was
Turned up, right?
was happy to welcome me into the club.
Okay, well listen, I'm the single friend. I ain't seen nothing on here yet, just yet. Was I one of those single friends that counted you out? Cause I wanna know, like.
No, you weren't.
That's cause I don't go nowhere.
No. wasn't anything like big. It was just like, oh, well, you're married now, so. And I was like, well, what does that mean?
Right. What about you, Steve?
Well, see, it's different because a married woman getting married, women respect that. Married man getting married, a man don't respect that. So, in the beginning of my marriage, there was no change because I thought I can still be there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I thought I could, and mind you, I'm saying that to probably only, I got a handful of friends. All of them, 2 of them married, everybody else not married, but in strong, long year relationships, right? Still trying to be that same friend, knowing that my dynamic changed. So for me, it didn't change until I had to realize either it has to change because you're married now, or you lose what you just married. And that was a struggle at first because you're so used to living your life. Right? So I would say, just because I'm married don't mean I can't go look at the game.
Right.
That's right. That's facts. But just because I'm married and I go look at the game and I come home at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's totally different.
6.
Because I don't have to, because I don't have to be, see what I'm saying? That's a single friend right there. That's a single friend right there. But with all honesty, that's what it was. Because like, I would look at, like just use basketball because that's the favorite sport. A double header, you getting home 1:30, right? But then after it goes off, you go home 2:33. Now I'm not saying that you wasn't really looking at the game, okay? We looked at the game, that was dope. Nothing could have happened in a disrespectful sense to my marriage and per se physical with someone else. But why do I have to sit in somebody else's house for 4 hours when I could probably just went and look at one game and came home? So in the beginning it didn't change. I think it started to change when I felt like, Steve, now your friends don't have to change because you got married. I have to change because I got married.
Okay.
That's what the problem is.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because now that I did that change, my friends are still my friends. And now they actually respect my marriage even more because I made the change. I didn't rely on them to change. I had to rely on me to change.
Okay.
So for a male, most men, if I could speak for some, because I've been around a lot, that's our issue.
Okay.
The respect of, we gonna keep you coming out until you change.
Right.
That's really what it boils down to.
That's
when
true.
you change,
Yeah, they gonna keep calling.
I bet. Because if they're your friend, now they're gonna respect your change.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
For that's a big deal for relationships, marriages, but that is a big deal for a male.
Yeah. It really
Every
is.
story,
It really is.
that is a huge, especially when you deal with a woman that doesn't compliment your freedom, your party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Netflix and chill, want to be on the dance floor. When you got something that don't compliment, right?
Yes.
It's going to be, the problem is going to be tweaked to the highest, power now. Because of that.
Yeah.
So you can't wait for your friends to change because they may never
There's no need for them to change.
But it's no need for them to change. I got to make the change. So yeah, I think it changed. It didn't change, but it changed when I changed.
Gentlemen, this is some good stuff, and I hope you are taking this stuff down. So we are going to shift gears here. Y'all ready?
Let's go. Bring it.
Are you ready?
Yes, I think so.
Alrighty. What has tested your marriage, and how did you both overcome?
Well, we're gonna let Steven Fleming start there.
You know, what tested your marriage? I gotta start. You.
Go ahead.
My marriage
Okay.
wasn't tested until
It wasn't?
you have to start first for me to tell I think.
Infidelity.
And
Make sure you get
hold on.
on my eye when I.
And before, and I'm gonna say this on camera, before any backlash. Don't know who's going to see this before, because as a married couple, we will probably agree to disagree. She used the word infidelity. There's no lie in that. And one of the key words is a lot, because infidelity does not just mean sex. Okay, so a lot. If I had to say up until a certain point in my relationship, in my marriage. So just let's get that out the way, because I don't want no one to think 1, 2 or she stupid. No, it's just, it plays a part. So
Right.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you for that. And thank you for, your transparency, because, just so that I can interject here, we want to, this is not just to highlight what went wrong in their relationship, right? This is to show you that marriage is not the fairy tale. Marriage go through things, and then you can come out on the other side if you want to. This is also to encourage another couple. This is to encourage and to give insight to single people like myself that may, when your day comes, you can look back and say, you know what? I can get through it as well. Okay, so this is also to encourage and to give you some good nuggets and insight. So, infidelity.
Yeah, a lot of people feel like infidelity is the end all to be all.
Right.
Like, oh, he cheats or she cheats, that's it. But it doesn't have to be. It depends on the person. I mean, I get a lot of young ladies, family members, and close friends who have dealt with different situations, who I have been the come-to person, the go-to person to ask questions about how did you stay, how can you stay, I'm in this position and I don't know what to do. And one of the first things I always tell them is your tolerance and your tolerance level, and if you want to be with that person, and then we dig deeper into whatever the situation is. But I think that was one of the main issues for me when I feel the marriage was tested for me.
For me, I was, if I needed to say, I was adamant about verbal abuse. Now, verbal abuse comes in different fashions. So the two testaments for me. One was, she told me I wasn't good enough and wasn't ready. So that was my challenge, even still today. You gonna tell me I'm not good enough, I'm not ready? I may have displayed that, but in my head, I'm like, I know I'm ready. Like, I know I can. I'm like the train. I think I can. So so that's what I'm doing. But for me, it was tested because I had a big issue with verbal abuse. Because in relationships and in heavier marriages, a lot of people think saying certain things to people is not a big deal because y'all married or because y'all love each other. But me personally, that was my testament. Now, was it good cause for it? Yes, it absolutely was. But I didn't see it like that because the verbal abuse blocked out what I truly was doing to get it. See what I'm saying? So when I realized, like, okay, spin this backwards. Do you really get cursed out? Like, I use it on she said infidelity. So I'll go on the line of that. Say for instance, your man or your woman cheat on you, right? Because that's what we said. Are they doing it because they're a dog? Or is it something causing it, right? So for me, with the verbal abuse, that made my test be what it was is she really doing that because she just really want to wake up in the morning and give me her true feelings in a hard way? Or did I do something to cause it? So the biggest trial was for me to understand why I was getting spoken to like that. And when I realized why I was getting spoken to like that, okay, Steve, you got it, and you got to try to change it. And that's big. Because now you're dealing with trying to change yourself and going against something, as she said before, that you already said you won't deal with, you're going to run from or you're going to walk out from. And to top it off, I just want to say, because we're probably going to repeat this probably once or twice. You can never tell God what you're not going to deal with, or what you're not going to do. Because soon as you start telling him what you're not going to stand for, what you're not going to do, so I ain't going to deal with no dude that cheat on me. I ain't going to deal, if my wife cheat on me, I'm just going to walk out on her. Or I ain't going to deal with no nigga ain't got no job. Or this and that. Like when you start telling God what you got dealing with, right? When you start telling him, I am not doing this like you run your life.
Yes, say
I
that.
can promise 95% of America right now in this conversation, poor, dirt, rich, Asian, COVID, whoever, I'll go against anybody a billionaire and ask them, did you tell God what you wasn't going to do? Because I promised you, somewhere in your life, he already made sure you knew. Thought you said you wasn't going to do that. And you had to deal with it.
Right,
That's just facts.
Right. And I also want to say that, you know, just to piggyback off what you said, Steve, you said, you know, you had to figure out, you know, why you was being spoken to. And I don't want the audience to think that that was the license to give Ezra to speak the way she spoke to Steve, even in their turmoil, right? But as you were speaking, I heard emotions speak. Your emotions speak, and what you are feeling, that's what comes out. Right. You know, especially in times like that, your emotions come out. Yes, I respect you. Yes, I love you. Yes, I want to talk to you a certain way. Yes, I want our relationship to be, I want us to communicate better. But sometimes you get into that place, and your emotions and your heart, your not that your heart speaks, but your hurt speaks.
That's what speaks. That's what speaks.
That's what speaks. Yeah.
And you got to be careful of. And I know you didn't ask another question, but you also have to be careful. No marriage and relationship, like we said before, comes without the development, meaning the unhealthiness. You got to remember too, in 90% of marriages, and I'm just throwing that percentage out there because I really believe it. It's not a real data fact, but in 90% of marriages, when they start off in a relationship, and we talked about the unhealthy part, it's unhealthy before you even get to the relationship.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? So when you look at your build up to your marriage, you got to look at the unhealthiness in your personal life, the unhealthiness in your partner's life, how it connects to y'all. Can y'all relate?
Right.
Is it damaged? You know, it's a lot of platforms that the unhealthy upbringing in your personal, because everybody has some form of unhealthy upbringing. I do not care if $90 billion was in your trust fund. Everybody has some form of negative scar tissue, scar emotions, shall I say, in their life. That comes to the table. It's just a matter when you able to bring it to the table, deal with it, push through it, fight through it, marry into it, and then make sure it does not kind of sort of reoccur and be a reoccurrence to what you're dealing with now. Right.
But there are also things that you deal with in your relationship or in a marriage, and not that I'm married, but you know, I believe I know a little bit what I'm talking about.
You know,
but there's some things that that will only come up once you marry the person.
Right.
Because you're not gonna know it for yourself when you're in your singleness, you know. And this is why I've started the process. Okay, let me deal with my issues that has shaped me from when I was a little girl, in my teenage years, and my adolescent years, because I don't want to bring that in to my marriage. But then there will still be some things that will only come up when I get married, because you're looking at the mirror at, you know, your husband.
Well, go with the two words that you said in the very beginning. Unhealthy and healthy, right? How can you be healthy if you don't know you was unhealthy?
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's it. So, my marriage is healthy. It's healthy because it was unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's no way you can wake up and be like, I'm healthy. Everything about me is good. Somebody's gonna come and give you bad news eventually.
Yeah.
And that's really what it boils down to.
Absolutely. No, but I know, but you know, life happens.
That's reality.
Life happens. All right. So I think I'm gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask. We'll see. We'll see who wants to take this.
Okay.
Is there a difference in intimacy now that you are married and have been for some time? 'Cause you know, in the beginning, you go hard, you go strong, you know, you doing all the things, you know.
You need to sit for that?
You know, it's the, you know, let me get the little trench coat, you know, make a little.
Cameraman,
My producer
cameraman, the producer needs to sit to that. You know what I mean? You already know where it's coming. I'm gonna let her answer that first.
Because things, you know, we go hard. Ladies, we do go hard. We go hard in the beginning. We want to, you know, let's show up at the door with the trench coat. Let's, you know, get the room nice. Let's rent something. Let's do the rose petals. Let's, you know, we keep it spicy, you know. But then what happens when you get married? Does it die down? Or do you know?
A lot of things happen. So it's not even just about the getting married part. It's a lot of things in terms of different emotions happen.
Right.
So there was a point, like you said in the beginning, we going in.
Right.
And then there was also a point of when we was dealing with the infidelity, I don't want you to touch me. So you get a feeling of, I don't even want to be bothered. I still want you here. But I don't want to be touched, because when you touch me, I don't feel the same essence that I used to feel.
Oh, okay.
So you go through a lot of different things, and then you have children.
Yeah.
And then
they
knocking on the door. Right.
I
So
know
there's
you wanted to use that word, but
I said it. Listen,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry I said it.
there's a lot of different things
they get
you
in the
go
business.
through. Yeah, and then age.
Age is a thing.
Yeah, we're getting older. Might not be able to.
you might not be able to drop it like it's hot. I don't know what you talking
Might not be
about.
able to.
Yeah, you need,
Well, hey, I
all
will
that.
say
Let's
yes.
get low, no.
Yes.
Get 3/4, low.
My knees might not be, but you might not always be ready.
Right.
So, I mean, because I've spoken to a few married women, right? So this question is not really for you, Steve. This is actually for Ezra. This is like a part B to this
That's
question.
cool.
You have men's sex drive. They are just it doesn't stop. It goes and goes unless there's an issue. And we pray for you if you have an issue when it comes to that. And though women love intimacy with their man, you know, their husband, you know, it comes to a point, I've heard, this is what married women have said to me, they don't want to do it all the time. It's like, come on. And nothing has to be wrong. Nothing has to be wrong. There's no infidelity issues. Like, y'all, the relationship is on a high. Y'all, you know, y'all on one accord. Everything is good, but I don't want to do it all the time.
Yeah, because sometimes I agree,
Okay.
but sometimes
Can you confirm that or not?
yes, I agree.
Okay.
But sometimes the intimacy that you're looking for is not actually sex.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time. Say it
In
one
the
more time.
beginning, y'all, I told you, second one was touch.
Okay,
Type of touch.
but sometimes
No, it's not a complaint.
sometimes the
I'm just
intimacy
letting
that
them
you're
know that
looking for
I know
is
you.
not actually sex.
Right.
It's just, I just want to be held. And it's not that, oh, we want to cuddle. It's not that. It's not always that. I just might need you to touch me a certain way.
Yeah.
It could just be my earlobe. To be touched a certain way, like the same way that you felt when we first started dating. Just, it could be very simple. It could just be holding my hand, you know. But sometimes you miss that, and a lot of things happen in life. You know, you busy working, kids, and like I said, all the other things that come up, and you forget to touch each other. intimately and without it being connected to sex.
Right.
Like, the sex, nah, but you wanna hug me? Okay. You wanna hug me? You wanna give me a little kiss? You wanna pat my butt? You know?
Tap that.
Yeah.
That's called
Tap, tap, tap. I know you.
Not that
That's what it's called. You want me to pat your butt. I want to tap your
You know what?
I'm just saying.
I hope no one under 18 is just watching this podcast.
I'm just saying, like, we gotta keep it a buck. We gotta keep it a buck. Like,
Yes.
but, well, you know what? She's 100% right?
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I'm gonna say now, most men probably gonna see this and probably be like, yo, bro, dude is soft. But I'm not, trust me. In no fashion. But men want the same thing. A lot of women don't understand that. Yeah, we might have the, oh, I want to come home and y'all think it's only sex. But sometimes a man wants to be cuddled in a sense or touched in a soft sense as well.
Okay.
It's not about like the mushy side of it. Sometimes we get lost in our relationships and marriages, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll look at her and she'll come in the house. And depending on her day, but she'll come in the house and she won't give me a kiss. We didn't even have an argument. We didn't have nothing.
I didn't take my day off yet.
She ain't give me a kiss. So I'll watch her walk through the room, the house, whatever. And in my head, I'm like, oh, okay. So we just walk in and don't acknowledge me, right? So it sounds soft, right? Like I could be looking at the game, yo, go ahead, LeBron. But at the end of the day, I seen her corner of my eye. You come in and acknowledge me. I want to feel warmth too. I don't want to just be, because when we have to be the aggressor all the time, that becomes a job. And no man always wants to have his wife as the job. See what I'm saying? It becomes a job to always have to start, initiate, negotiate, decide, and God forbid there's an argument. You never know when to go. It's like double dutch. Shut up.
No.
Shut up. Shut up.
I let you know when you get out.
No, right. Well, that's when a woman does. So, but the man mental is should I? Now that's perceived differently because sometimes, in my opinion, and I've handled it. Well, I got some real good friends, and I know when we speak, it's like, yo, sometimes a man just wanna feel that same love. And let me tell you why I say this. And a lot of women don't get it because to them, it's the competition. But to us, it's what we grew up knowing. A lot of men get that love from their mother. A lot of men get that genuine, nurturing type of love from their mom, right? So they know a woman knows how to come in, give them a hug, give them a kiss. Y'all want the touch and the cuddle? We want somebody to ask how your day was, babe.
You don't get that?
Man.
Whoa.
But anyway, at the end of, and see, and this is part of marriage, right? So she would say, do I get that? Yes, I do, when she wants to, right? So I can say the same thing. Do she get that touch, that other intimacy that she's talking about that's not sex? Yes, she does, when I want to, right? So that's part of your marriage. That's your building block, right? So when you try to understand each other, and sometimes it causes debate because we're both looking for the same thing, but not giving it the way we both want, you know? So when I say a man wants, and like I said, in my opinion, I won't speak for all men, but I know I've spoken to a lot of men, just like girl talk, men talk, where it's like, dude, sometimes I just want her to come home and acknowledge me, hug me, hold me. And I'm not saying that women don't do that. Women do it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be 100%. By the time we want it, we already ruined getting that type of feeling, personally.
Speak on it.
You know what I'm saying? But with that said, if you want to forgive, accept, and be in it, it has to somewhat formulate to become habit now. You can't say because it was that way, and you deserved it back then, that I should still be getting the same treatment now. Somewhere in it, a balance have to shift for you to internally feel, all right, bet. If I want this, I gotta give that. And that's where the healthiness coming at.
So, okay, so, I've heard it before, I'm pretty sure you guys have, they say, when men come home from a hard day's work and, from fighting the world, when they come home, don't bum rush them. Don't, babe, what are you doing? Or babe, this is happening. Or babe, is that true? Like, do men really need that minute to gather themselves before they can go to the table with their wife and their children, or before they can basically interact with home?
Well, it's a difference for me. It's a difference for me. But see, now the question has shifted. That's me coming home from work to my family. The original question had something to do with the intimacy, right? So I'm gonna say this because this is just something that was on me. People show affection in a different way, right? So if I come in and walk through the door, say there's no kids in the crib, I come and walk through the door, and she bum rushing me and start grabbing on me and tugging on me and baby, I want you this and other. I might be like, yo, chill, back up. Like, I'm not like, why are you coming at? You know why? Because, and I'm gonna use me in a lot of sense. I'm not just, as much as you say we jackrabbits, I'm not just a piece of meat. See, I'm not just a piece of meat. Like, chill. Sometimes I want to be able to be coerced, or if you want to say shown affection in different ways too. So if you coming up to me, come out, take your belt off, this and that, I'm like, yo, get off me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, chill. Cause there was no. It's like this. If a man just come up, and we're all guilty of it, but if a man just come up to you and wanna, and he ain't never touch your shoulder, your back, he just, you like, get off me, like, damn, you ain't even like stroke, like she said, you ain't like, it ain't even, sometimes it ain't even
blow on my ear.
It ain't even about foreplay. It's like, let me know you was going to do this somehow, somewhere mentally. So like for me, it was like, we do one. And when I use the mother reference, I don't want nobody to think like it's nasty, because people think different. Well, that nigga was touching his mother, let's know. My mother was a G.
Right.
At the end of the day, you don't ever try. But what I mean is that nurturing. We know how it feels for someone to say, babe, how's your day?
Yeah.
Or like, how is this, how is that? And sometimes our wives, and I'm not even talking about the dramatical part of it. Sometimes our wives get caught up in being a wife, being a mother. Most of our women gotta work full time.
I was gonna say, let's not forget.
Most of our women gotta work full time and do this and other. That we all get lost in that. So the balance for me for the marriage is how we got. You know what I used to ask? I ask her this now, but I challenge anybody out there that's married or in a long-term relationship. Ask your partner, your significant other, or your wife, how hard they gotta work to be your significant. See?
Do you want me to answer?
No, she can pause. But remember what I said.
No,
it's not about.
No, we don't have to pause. We can keep going.
No, because remember.
I just felt like that was a good segment, but we can just keep this thing rolling.
Because when I asked the question, right, how hard do you have to work? Everybody already has what it takes to be a husband and a wife, right? So to be a wife, let's go old school. The men work, women cook, women stay home, don't work, men take care of. That's not today's world.
Right.
Today's world is everybody gotta get up. Who getting home first to cook, to pick up the kid and this and that. So when you look at it, that's the question. But in your relationship, right? Forget infidelity. Forget these things that can kind of hinder your answer. How hard do you have to work? So when she says she learned how to be a wife, when I said I learned how to be a husband, how hard do I really have to work to be a husband? How hard do I have to work to be her spouse? So when she asks me, Steve, how hard do you gotta really work to be my husband? I have to ask myself, wow, what is she talking about? And when I answer it, I should be able to see what I do and don't do as a husband. So when you ask your wife, hey, how hard you gotta work? Because we gotta compare it to something, right? How hard you gotta work? Do you gotta go to work, come home, cook, clean, do laundry by yourself? You know, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's levels to this.
It's levels, okay.
So when you ask yourself when you ask your spouse, how hard you gotta work to be my wife? Like, what do you really gotta work for? And she flips it on me. It gives us an opportunity to think about what the other person has done or is doing for you. And to me, I think that's what makes it go towards a healthier gauge. because you got to be real with yourself
Right.
for what you do. Because only you and your husband, you and your wife know exactly what y'all do.
What y'all do for each other.
You know what I'm saying?
What you checks and balances.
Hey, you can't even say it no even better.
Go me.
Except for I'm the savings account.
Sorry. We left.
It's alright.
Okay.
She ain't lying about it. She just say overdrawn. She ain't lying. I just got asked for the call the other day. She ain't lying.
So I want to ask you,
Okay.
what is it that you both do great together that you wouldn't be able to do separately?
I was gonna say talk shit, but we both
Oh, yeah,
that
we both-
separately.
we
we
both
both get on that. We got that locked down. Like, don't come in here with that. Because even if we ain't together, we gonna come together and talk that ish. We can hate each other. Mess with us though. And we got the little one who come through too. He spits fire.
King for
He spits fire.
Yeah.
Dude
I heard
told-
King today. I was like,
Oh no, dude told me today, goodbye. Dude told me today, goodbye, Steven. I said, yo, that's not my name. Stop playing with me. He's like, yes, it is. I said, you don't call me that. You call me daddy. He said, that's your name. I said, can't give the phone before I hurt you. So we spit fire. Fire comes in all.
yeah, fire.
Our whole family is fire. All the kids is
yeah,
fire.
Yeah.
The Fleming family is fire. Just so y'all know. All of them.
So what is it?
And
What
Owen,
is it?
excuse me, and my oldest son, Owen, spits fire too. So let's we spit
Because
fire.
you know.
With a side of crazy.
Yeah, we got it.
With a side of
All right.
crazy.
So what is it that
You go cray.
What do we do?
What was the question? What we do what?
what is it that you both do great together
Oh, see?
that
That's
you
what we
wouldn't
do.
be able to do separately?
Family. Final answer. I think we do family well together.
Yes.
I see that.
I think
She's
I
great at-
think
she's
that
great.
is our strongest
Right.
attribute. Actually,
She's great
is
at
family.
yeah. She's great at preparation and design of family. And not to toot my own horn, but I'm great at the providing part of it. So she can, babe, you want to do this, that, and the other. And as she prepare for it and include, what needs to be done, I'm already saying bet and trying to find a way financially how to make this happen for us.
I think
So that, and we do it for everybody else too, though. See, and that I think that's what we kind of sort of great at too, because we'll be willing to give and do for everybody else and put our family. If I want to say in the whole, sometimes we don't look it like that because I believe anything you do without wanting to receive it back in the game. But I think we do that great together, and we are willing to put out to make others happy. And we're talking from the bottom friend to the best friend. Can I say that? Because a lot of people don't understand how genuine and loyal we are. And that's crazy, right? Because a marriage that's built on infidelity, verbal abuse,
our marriage
trust.
is not built on that.
No. It's built.
We
built.
experienced
No,
that.
but that's what I
We ain't
mean.
built
I'm just saying it's built up to it for it to be happy. I'm sorry. It was built up to it for all of these things. But you still have two genuine people that will probably do any and everything for one of the other people before we even do it for each other.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that can cause imbalance too sometimes. But we actually discuss it of who we gonna do it for. Even if it's last minute. Babe, Tish, this, that, and other. Okay, back, I'm with you. Why didn't you tell me that like 2 days ago? But I wanna say we work well with that in family.
Nice. All right, so
Well,
we wind it down, you guys. We got like a couple of more, and then we gonna wrap this thing ting up. How do you keep your marriage vibrant? What is it that how do you keep? Because you have children, you have 6. One is in college, right?
Yes.
You have 6.
Graduated college. Well, 2 is in college now.
Okay.
By the graces of God,
Yes.
our oldest daughter, who will be 27 in November, she actually 2 is in college right now.
You have
and 1
2
has
in college,
graduated.
full-time mom, full-time dad. You're to your family. You do a lot of family gatherings. You're there for your friends. You have your own life that you know. You have things that you want to pursue. You have things that you want to pursue. How do y'all keep it vibrant?
I think it's just nothing.
Put some pink on?
No,
Because that's her favorite guy.
I think it's just our personalities, and it has a lot to do with our individual characteristics. As much as Scorpios and Leos go at each other,
I thought you was going to say as much as I get on your nerves, but that was the right terminology to use.
My Lord.
we also have a natural draw to each other.
Okay.
So even in some of our hardest times, I've caught myself where I had to remember that I was mad at him. Like, oh wait, I was mad. Let me not. He ain't off yet. So I think it's just our individual personalities that kind of keep us. We both have very, like you mentioned earlier, strong personalities, and we like to be fun and do fun things.
I outside looking in, I just feel like y'all like to be combative sometimes.
Well, yes. I always say that about him.
She sent me to bed last night after I woke up.
I say he's argumentative, but
initiator.
I like to debate as well.
No, initiate. It's a difference. You initiate based off your opinion. No, you initiate based off your opinion and feeling. And when somebody decides to say they don't agree with you, now you're the debater. But by then you done spit fire, so it might go different. Last night, think about it. I was talking to you in general, and I told my lady, I'm not your lady, I'm your wife. I said my wife. Hold on, time out. No.
I think we're gonna have to do a part two because y'all trying to go in.
No, we can't. We can't. We're not gonna go into it. But the difference is I did say my wife to him. With her, I'm just giving her a general because I just woke up, we having a conversation, and she took offense to it. So I said I would never introduce you as my lady. You will always be my wife. What I talk about, like if I talk to him right now, the producer, and we go in the back, and he was like, yo, it was good this, and I'm like, yeah, my lady cooked that. I'm not saying it in a derogatory way. He knows, he sees the ring. He knows what's up. She's my wife. She felt like everything anytime I describe her, she feels like the word have to be my wife. When I'm talking to my fellas, when I'm doing what I do, I talk to them the way I talk to them. I'm not degrading you or downplaying. When I explain it to you though, it may come out different. Don't take offense to it. Because the people I'm talking to already know. Now if it was a female, I understand she gotta run and do her nonsense.
I don't agree.
And we're gonna leave it to agree to disagree. Part 2 coming.
I don't agree.
Because it's a lot of those. But part 2 coming soon.
I do not agree.
Part 2 coming to a theater near you. Go back to
AMC theater.
So what makes it vibrant on my part?
Yeah.
I love coming home to my wife.
Oh,
I'm just gonna be honest. As much as you hear a lot of TV persuades us, situations persuades us, social media persuades us. Like I give you a real honest and factual example. She even know about it. I can have my friends send me stuff on Instagram that they look at because I'm not on social media, and it can be the women or the strippers or the this, and I can look at somebody on TV and be like, damn, like she's beautiful, and I can say all that, and I can look at her like, wow, but in the bottom of my heart, I always say, put me in the same situation, in the same vibe, with the same accessible items, meaning money, clothes, fashion, whatever it is, but it don't have to be on the same upgrade. But if I always say, me, myself, I always say, if me and my wife get dressed up to go against anybody, I feel like me and her can go sit and go against Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. That's how beautiful she is to me, because when I hear people say, oh, Michelle Obama, the first lady, she's beautiful. They're absolutely right. Beyonce, beautiful, absolutely right. I feel like I'm beautiful.
Yes,
and when we're not arguing, combative, when we have that moment to me is probably the best thing in the world, next to providing for my family. Because I'm not bored looking at her. She doesn't look nasty to me. She doesn't, you know, as much as say, babe, I look nice, what I always tell you when you ask me if you look nice. I actually flip, don't I? Why you ask me if you look nice? Like, you know you look nice, because if you didn't, I'm gonna walk on it. Because you can't go like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, what keeps it vibrant for me is, I can look at her, honestly, and still see, and this is crazy, I might jerk a tear to myself, but I'm gonna be honest and say, no matter what the trips, slips, and falls was, and no matter how good everybody might think it is, but I will say this, I've seen beauty in my life. Be it physically up front, on TV, magazine, whatever. And there's a lot out there. She still looked just as beautiful today as she did the first day. I said, that's gonna be my wife. And that is the true statement. She might not believe it, but it's a true statement. And for me, as a man, because as a man, I mean, you can take a survey, most men will tell you, I'm bored of my wife, or my wife get out of shape, or my wife don't look the same. You know what? My wife gained weight due to her child. She works out hard, she works out more, she goes beast. It took me years to get her to get to this level. And she did it with me, and COVID stopped her from doing it with me, and she has not dropped a beat. And no matter what she think her body don't look like, or how she don't feel, that beauty still sits in me. It resonates with me.
Yes.
And that is a sexy thing, because after 17 years, I have passed this friend. First of all, y'all crew is fire.
So the crew lit. And when we come through, we come.
So I mean, record and learn, but I don't go nowhere without almost getting into a fight. Fuck all of y'all.
Listen, we don't play about
But
ours.
I will say this: any man that looks at his woman and can still love her and still think she's just as beautiful as a chick he's saying, I go home and tear that up too. To me, that's a great feeling, and I feel that way. If I can look at a picture and be like, but then I go home and still feel like, that to me, that's a dope feeling. That's a good feeling.
That's dope. So, you look quiet over there.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
No.
He just gave you 20 minutes of why he still love you and why he should.
You know what? That's where the growth go, because that didn't make me go over there. That made me say, I got it at home. Let me go get it. It's a difference.
Yeah, I like that. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of. They ain't get into the nitty gritty, and it's not for me to pull that out of them. Okay, but
episode 2.
Let me tell y'all something.
Let's go. Everybody already know we got it.
Let me tell you something. Okay, I'm super proud of you, and I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I've seen a lot of growth in you with your patience and working it out, because she like, nah, I'm out. I ain't dealing with this. Like, and will take you through 2 years. But you stuck it out.
Let me tell you something.
So,
I think Keisha Cole made the song, right? No, not Keisha Cole. K. Michelle. What she say?
Can't raise a man.
Can't raise a man. Right? So let me just say this on camera.
Please say it on camera.
K. Michelle is full of shit. I'm saying it dead.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm sorry.
Again, I hope that anybody under 18 start watching this.
You can edit that part. I'll re-say it. K. Michelle is full of ish, so you can edit it. And do that.
So he's gonna keep it in there.
But at the end of the day, and I understand the music comes in forms and fashions, but a lot of people don't understand that sometimes we believe music to be what it is, right?
Yeah.
And as a male, I'm just gonna say, my mother raised me. She did a hell of a job. It's what was missing in my life that caused me to do all of the other nonsense. So you're not being my mother raising me. What you're doing is you're transforming me from the person that I am to the person that my mother chose and wanted me to be.
So when you proud of me and you raise me right, my mother will look you in the face and say, girl, that's who I've been trying to get him to be from day one.
Yeah.
So hell yeah, it takes a woman to raise a man, because we not gonna grow up unless we got one.
Yeah.
I'ma just keep it spunky.
I said I lost it again.
It's okay, it's okay.
We got a woman, ladies. These men need women.
Strong.
Men need women.
Yes.
You figure it out at home in your private time. So before we leave, I want to ask you, Ezra, because you was a little quiet over here.
Sorry.
I'm always the quiet one.
Until she get
lit. But anyway.
No, mad. Oh yeah, lit. Lit. Oh, lit.
That's not
I'm over lit.
Well, I ain't talking about that lit. I'm talking about lit.
Y'all gotta remember, hold on, we're in 2020. The kids told me lit was.
I don't think they say that anymore, but all right.
Damn, you not saying anything?
I don't think they say lit anymore.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep my old knees.
Stay over here. Keep your old knees over there. Why, after everything, the infidelity, the experiences, the highs and the lows, why did you continue? Why do you still say yes? And the reason, and I'm asking this because, yes or no, did the word divorce ever come up in your marriage? Again, for those who are
I said ish. I'm sorry. You asked me to be authentic. That was the authentic answer. Ish.
No,
I said ish.
So it's coming?
The word divorce.
Yeah.
Part 2 coming.
yes or no?
Part 2 gonna
Yes,
be
it
worse.
has.
It happened.
Yes.
No. It's not has. It has been threatened. It has been said. It has.
Okay.
But part 2, we can indulge in going deeper as to, I might not have appreciated the way it was said,
Okay.
but we can talk about why it was said.
Okay.
And I'm willing to do a part 2 to do that.
Okay.
Because part 2 is going to have to get into what we sitting here today saying.
All right. So we will come back with a part 2 at a much later date.
Because that one takes time. In my opinion, you agree? That one takes time.
So why do you still say yes? I'm not asking you this question. You don't have to answer.
I don't know. No.
I was trying to think of the song. Don't say no. Say yes.
Let's go like that.
I still say yes, or have said yes, because I believe that Steve wanted to give his best. Whether he chose to or not is a different story, but I feel like he was sincere in his apologies. But I honestly believe that it was lack of self-control as to why he wasn't following through with the words that he was producing. So he did an excellent lip service, but his actions wasn't following. And I believe that in his heart that he wanted to do better, but he didn't know what better looked like. And I think, as you asked, divorce, he had to see how real I was about that. If you can't change, then I'm gonna change this. So
I felt that in my ear.
I told you.
I felt that in my ear.
No, that's
real.
No, that's 100%.
And I will say, I honestly believe that he didn't want to be without me. And I didn't want to be without him either. But if that was the only way that I can feel good, is being without him, I was willing to do that until he got right.
You ready to say?
Yeah.
Well, last and final question, because you don't get a rebuttal on that, Mr. Fleming. I'm sorry.
I said I want part 2.
Okay, you can have part 2.
Part 2, I'm wearing sweatpants. Part 2 gloves. Part 2. What was that? Yeah. What was Carrie Hilson? Carrie Hilson video. I'm coming. You Carrie Hilson. I'm LL. Knock you out in her joint. That's how we going.
What advice will you give to single men and women who are looking to be married, who wants to be married?
Wow.
I can't sum that up. And what we got? How much?
You got
I can't.
You got like 30 seconds each.
It's not really one thing. It's so many different things, and I think you have to know yourself. And knowing yourself is knowing what can I tolerate, what can I deal with, what am I willing to deal with. Can I be understanding when it's not going in the direction that I want it to go? So you have to dissect yourself first before you can let somebody else in.
Okay.
And I will honestly say I didn't do that for myself.
Okay.
And when I look back on it, I wish that I did. I wish I had the knowledge or someone to tell me to, Ezra, understand you first. And then once you understand you, then you also have to understand, what does love look like to you? And what do you want it to look like? And
Calm down, you ready to beat?
and understanding your partner.
All right. One last question for your man Steve.
Woo woo.
Whoop, whoop. What is it? What advice can you give to a single male who would like to be married or is looking for his wife?
I would say don't let the surface of yourself, so don't let your surface dictate your inner feeling, your internal feeling, because everything that everybody see from you on the surface is what they're going to judge, but only you can determine what you want inside, who you are inside, and determine whether or not this is something you really want. See, a lot of us get caught up in the surface act because we're trying to prove to people what they see is who we really are. But sometimes what they see is not who we really are. So when you can break that barrier of what the surface of you is compared to what the internal part of you is, if internally that's what you want to do, get in your situation, analyze your situation, and if that's what you want, make it happen.
Well, there you have it. This was some good stuff. I really appreciate you guys coming. We are definitely going to have a part 2 because if you think that, this was, I don't know if this was heavy.
I still know what you did last summer.
But this was some good stuff. But we're going to go deeper and deeper with the Fleming. So watch out. Stay tuned for part 2. We'll let you know when that is to happen. Thank you, Ezra. Thank you, Steve, for taking time out of your day and coming to us. Really kicking it with me and, the audience and really giving us some good nuggets. I really appreciate
That's what's
it.
up. I hope we gave y'all something.
You sure did. And I can't wait for the next one. And so, if you haven't listened to the whole live stream, you can go to YouTube, on my YouTube channel. What is it? Oh, Sip and Vision, see Prosper for the full episode. And hit the like, subscribe, and share. Let us know how you like it. So at this segment, this portion of this episode, we're going into Sit That. So this is why you doing like that?
I'm just like that.
So this is a segment where we stretch our audience for the week. We give them something to challenge themselves to do, to process, because we want to see it prosper. Whatever it is in their life that they want to do, their goals, whatever journey that they're on, we want them to see it prosper. And before you can actually see it prosper, there's some things that we have to do, right? So we're gonna get our glass. Steve is the only one
Thank you.
sipping this whole time, but
Told you I like to celebrate.
I cannot take it.
It's a new type of celebration. Not gonna be no trouble. I'm with her.
So let's go
So stop.
to see it prosper.
Yes.
So this week, what I want you to do is do your research. Do your research. Whatever it is that you're looking to get into. It could be a relationship. It could be a business. It could be a friendship, parenting, whatever it is that you are looking to do your research, and please go into it with a wealth of knowledge, because then you're able to prepare yourself in knowing that this is something that you're going to be able to carry out, and this is something that you really want to do. So even if it's going to school, you know, you gotta do your research, right? So I hope this week, and you'll take some time out to really get with yourself to see what it is that you want to do, and do your homework, do your research on that thing, and come out successful. I am your girl, T. Cherie. Thank you again for joining us on this platform, Supervision with T. Cherie. I'll see you next time with another special guest.
Oh,